Hey folks, welcome to Speed Bump. We're ready to go. Terminal City.
Hey, we got a fun one for you tonight. So the elevator pitch for this, before we get started, I'm just going to explain what you're going to see. This is a text-based, text parser adventure game, except for it's also an auto runner. So that's what you need to know. I'm going to go ahead and give them the start. The game does keep track of your furthest progress, so if any of our players don't finish, it'll be pretty easy to determine who made the most progress or what the order is. But I think in 30 minutes, we very well may see some completions.
No audio?
I'm not sure if it has audio. I can't remember. I tested it earlier, but I don't recall.
That's fine. I can play some music.
Okay.
Play some good music. Hell yeah. Get up. I haven't personally played this, so I'll be interested to see. I play this kind of game once in a while. Not my normal genre.
I think it's possible that Okami has seen some of this game or played some of this game, because he's definitely doing some interactions I would expect you would have to fail to kind of know that are there. As always, that's fine. SpeedBump does not care whether or not you come in already knowledgeable about a game, but he has already made the amount of progress it took me roughly 10 minutes to make.
We'll put a 30-minute clock up there. I forgot to do that, but that's fine. They have a real clock in the chat, so thankfully my stupidity will not affect this race.
The one important thing to note about this game is that it is relatively short, but every failure does send you all the way back to the beginning. Whether or not that's something that players would be into or not, I think that's what's going to make this race take more like 30 minutes. Yeah, there's no checkpoints, but to be fair, there is the fastest time I'm aware of beats this game in 43 seconds. So that's the length of the game. Yeah, if our players were pretty confident about their understanding of what the game's asking you to do, they can run faster. The game accepts commands such as slow, slower, slowest, and fast, faster, fastest to change your run speed. So Kami and Spritz have already made it to what I would consider the second segment, getting past the fan. We've still got Nalwonk and Dude working on making that same progress, but they've already solved a few of the big puzzles, like figuring out how to turn on the lights here so you don't get instantly killed when you come in. like I said, you can see at the top of everyone's screen, it tells you the most distance they've traveled on any attempt they've made. So this gives us a pretty good guide of what the progress is looking like here.
I love this art style.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's classic Sierra CGA graphics. One of the reasons why it probably took me so long to make actual progress on this when I was testing this for our race tonight is probably that I had the game running on faster speed at all times, and so I was making a lot of silly mistakes I wouldn't have made if I had just slowed down.
You made it to your hideout. Micro is missing. No time to lose.
The dude has now made the progress that
Nawonk died.
I hope dude doesn't think that's actually the win.
Dude died.
Dude says, I doubt that counts as a win, but it did say I won.
It would appear that on this layout, I like blue on and not the other ones because I gave it a unique, like, shade box. Now I have to fix that. Like, it'll drive me crazy. I gotta fix that immediately. It's not acceptable.
Yeah, Okami's making really good progress here. This is probably about 2/3 of the way through the game where Okami is right now.
Absolutely cooking.
I don't know the exact distance for victory, so I can't say exactly the progress, but Okami doesn't have a lot of game left. After you get past that part, there's a little bit of an action section, and victory is close at hand, so we might get our first clear pretty early. Again, it wouldn't shock me if Okami has seen this, as it was mentioned before, this was on Kuso Grande, which is kind of funny because very often I will see a game on Kuso Grande that I will bring here, and this is one of the few times that I found out that a game was on Kuso Grande, but I didn't get it from there. Okami's getting ready to type in that code.
$78. Dude's not too far back, but they're dead again.
Yeah, Okami missed the input for jumping across the gap. I'm not going to say what the input is, just in case any of our racers happen to be listening to the commentary, but that's how far Okami got. And once you get past that point, it's the big action section at the end of the game. There we go. That's Okami make it into the final section now. Yeah, so this is a text parser adventure game, except for you're always running. It's an auto runner styled adventure game. It's very short. This would be a very cool premise to do a full length game, but it's just a little fun game on itch. It's free to download if you would like to. It seemed really neat, so I wanted to bring it here.
Yeah, this looks fun. Have I persuaded you to play Urban Runner?
I saw a little bit of you playing it on stream. Yes, I think I want to check it out sometime.
Oh man. Any other cool? I need to play some more of those Sega CD FMV gems. Those ones are easy to get operating. Urban Runner, unfortunately, is on PC, sorta.
That's an old DOS game, isn't it?
Yeah. Sierra.
I love that era of hokey FMV games. I'm still a huge Tex Murphy fan. All right, here we go. Okami can pay close attention to the signs. See, I think the thing he's probably missing is that the signs do indicate whether or not it's going to be something that you need to duck under or jump over. And he's kind of pre-typing jump, expecting it to be the same every time, but there's a lot of small randomized elements in this game. I was really pleased how well Tex Murphy aged. I replayed the Tex Murphy series just a few years ago on stream. Adventure games are so hit or miss. Sometimes they really do age like milk, but
Oh, I hear you.
But Tex Murphy holds up.
Murphy.
I love any adventure game with an absolute buffoon of a main character. It's always so endearing. That's why I love Monkey Island. I liked Tex Murphy as a kid. I liked it better as an adult. So much more of it made sense to me, and so much of the comedy landed better for me as an adult.
I don't think I've ever seen those.
Gotta play them. They're cheap. You can get like all of them on GOG for like $10.
You've sold me already. Lost now, Wonk.
I think Nalwong tapped. That's understandable. This is definitely a game where repeating the same actions over and over can be tough for people.
Yeah, I hear you.
That is always the risk of a game that doesn't have checkpoints. Sending you back to the beginning can be really, really frustrating sometimes.
Absolutely.
It's a short enough game that I think that it's okay in this situation, but I don't blame anyone for getting just tired of the loop. All right, so Kami is within striking range of finishing.
Damn. Looking. Man. Did you see this part? Nope, didn't make it.
There's one last problem to solve.
Oof. Yeah, the no checkpoints is tough. You get that far into it, damn.
Yeah. This one's a little counterintuitive. I will say that if she's not already familiar with the solution, this one might be sort of obscure moon logic. Especially because the solution is one of those things where you have to do something earlier in the stage, and once you're already into a pattern of how you're solving parts, you don't really typically revisit them.
Right.
Okay, well, never mind. She knows. She's a knower. Our players are all doing really well, by the way. And like I said, in my testing, granted, I was trying to play at faster speed. I don't know why I did that to myself, but in my testing, it took me almost 10 minutes just to make it through the fan blades. And all of our players got past that point before that time, so everyone's doing really well. Yeah, I just kept mistiming inputs and actions I needed to do. I'm not the fastest typer in the world, and faster was probably already much too fast for me to be able to keep up with the game.
When I was a kid, I was intrigued by the fighting zombies with typing kind of game.
Typing of the Dead?
Yeah, that's one of them, yeah.
I think we're about to see our first clear.
Open hatch. Somehow, Vlog, you've made it here. Unbelievable, really. $11 minutes left. We have a clear in what, 18 minutes?
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. There we go. Okami clocking in with an official time of 20 minutes, 42 seconds. Like I said, functionally a fairly short game. Played at fastest speed. The fastest times I saw on the itch.io comment section were like 43 seconds. But I figured that this probably had enough meat on its bones for a full 30-minute race, because it's a lot of little trial and error if you don't already know what you're doing.
A wildly different experience from our normal thing.
Well, we don't want our players to get too comfortable around us. Otherwise, they'll keep showing up.
Yeah. Next week, the Conan NES game. That'll teach them. You ever play that one?
Use pole in hole. I love that.
I have fixed this weird layout that I must have made when I was drunk 10 years ago, when we started SpeedBump 20 years ago. Can't believe it's been 30 years of SpeedBump already.
Unbelievable how time flies.
Remember when Diogenes criticized a SpeedBump show? What a jerk.
SpeedBump is nothing more than the shadows in the cave. I have offered dude one hint.
Guess what I'm confused about is how you figure out exactly what to type sometimes.
Yeah, it's a little unclear in places. A lot of times the death messages will give you a hint. So, like, for instance, right here, it says you'd need to be an Olympic pole vaulter to make that leap. And the game's really wanting you to type pole vault.
Oh, okay. It doesn't put pole vault in blue or something. It just.
No.
But I think I would get it. I think I could figure it out. There was just some abstract commands, and mostly I was just seeing Okami win. I didn't really see a lot of the death messages. Okami just comes back and he's like, "Yeah, you know what? Flip over there and summon a guy." I'm like, how did you know?
There are quite a few obscure things, like checking this corpse to get the key card that you don't need until way later, or knowing that you need to open that cage in order to, finish the game. Like, there's a lot of, I'd say, rather obscure things that you may not even think to interact with. Yeah, the look or look around does give some clues about your surroundings, which the game does encourage you to use look anytime you're not sure.
There's the pole to pole vault with.
Mm-hmm.
My man needs to learn how to stop walking. I say the obvious.
Ooh, that hyphen is what Dude would be in the lead right now if it weren't for that that was the hyphen. That is the hyphen that has killed Dude.
Damn. Defeated by UI.
I mean, this is a cute idea, but it ultimately it's a mercy that it's fairly short, because I think on a long enough timeline, even with like stages and it's segmented, I think it would still be kind of taxing for exactly reasons like that. Trying to suss out exactly what the game wants you to type while you're under time constraint is a lot to handle.
Absolutely. Like, this is a normal adventure game. Wouldn't even have text at all. You would have commands on a menu. You click on things. Having text is, I've seen it before, but it's another step up. And then the time limit is, I've never seen that. That's
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of old adventure games that were fully text parser, but the fact that you can just sort of stand in a place and try out every combination of words that makes sense to you until one of them lands certainly makes it feel more permissive.
Use your verbs.
And this is a fairly obscure one anyway, because like the game starts out in the hints, the how to play menu, giving you some tips on verbs you might want to try. Pole vault is not in that list. That maybe doesn't surprise you, but pole vault is not on the suggested list. Oh, I wonder if it hasn't occurred to me. Dude, it hasn't occurred to me. I didn't notice whether or not Dude has been missing the pole, or whether or not Dude has found the pole at this point. Both of our remaining players are perfectly tied until right then. Okay, Spritz Spritz made the gap. I missed the part where they typed pole vault, but here we are.
Final challenge.
So I think I've seen Spritz releasing the bird, and so I think if Spritz is... Oof, okay. I think if Spritz makes it to the end, we may see another clear, but I don't think there's enough time now to see it on this attempt, so...
40 seconds. Maybe even less, actually. The bot itself is ahead of me. We'll just finish up Dude's run. How about that?
Yeah. On Dude's next death, we'll call time.
I mean, on his victory. Damn.
Sure.
No
It could be a victory instead.
Time. For sure. Akami, obviously, the winner here. I
Absolutely.
think Spritz not too far at all from victory. Dude was making it. No, I didn't remember how far they got, but also making it somewhere. Inevitable victory, I think, with this game, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think Spritz is well within strike range of finishing the game. Could on any attempt here. Dude is really only missing the pole. Has figured out all the other little pieces that would be necessary to succeed. So
Nice pick off the Blues. That was fun.
yeah, that was fun.
You doing any broadcasting?
Later.
Okay. I think I'll call it for tonight. But folks, join my Quibble race, and I am on this Matchmasters game again. I'm gonna do another run of that, sponsored because I like it. I've actually been playing it since the last, it was like 6 months ago I first did it. Been playing it that whole time. You can join my group if you're interested. And see you later, Author Blues. Thanks for joining me.
Take it easy.
Have a good one. I want to find somebody to host.